I, Gurmeet Singh, welcome you to the CREATA classes and also welcome to our lecture series on permutation. Yes, this is a lecture series on permutation and this is the third lecture under the series. And today's topic is Introduction to Permutation. In this lecture, we will go into the detail of the permutation using the animation and the visual tool. You will understand what is permutation and why it is there in the mathematics, what is the actual use and why we are using so. Okay. So without taking any further time, let's start with the lecture. Best of luck. In this lecture, we will cover the introduction to permutation, what actually the permutation is and what is the formula and how to approach the questions based on the permutation. So directly begin the lecture with the introduction to the permutation. Permutation is basically arranging the things in a definite order. Okay, permutation is just simply arranging the thing in a definite order. For example, if we are having a set of alphabet, say A, B and C, and the question is in how many ways we can arrange this alphabet A, B and C. So we can arrange these alphabet, that is the three alphabet, in 6 different ways. These are the 6 different ways and the same we have covered in our previous lecture. Okay, so basically coming to the point, we can rearrange the 3 alphabet A, B and C in 6 different ways. This arrangement is basically known as permutation. Okay, let's further discuss more about permutation while taking different example. Let's take a practical example for further clarity. Suppose there are 4 students. Another question is in how many ways these students can be arranged in a line. More of a practical sort of example other than the sets that we have discussed in the previous example. So these are the 4 students and we have to arrange these 4 students in a particular order. The different arrangement is the permutation. Got it? This is the basic fundamental. Or let's take one more example. Suppose we are having 3 different balls of 3 different color. Say red, green and blue. Now the question is in how many ways we can arrange the 2 balls out of the 3 balls. So these are the various arrangement in the set of 2 we can form out of these 3 different balls. And this is the permutation. Okay, got it? Hope you are getting the catch of the permutation. What actually the permutation is? Permutation is just arranging the things in a definite order. Okay, got it? We are just discussing about the introduction, so don't be worried what will be the answer of this question, that is how to arrange. Everything we will cover in the complete course of the lecture, so don't worry. In the end, you will be completely confident how to solve the question of permutation. Even the basic question to the advanced question, you will be able to solve. Just stick with the basic fundamental that I am going to teach in this lecture and you will get your mastery over this topic. Okay? So let's move further. Let's take an example that is a 3-letter word cat, C-A-T. It is a 3 alphabet C, A and T. And the question is in how many ways we can form 2-letter word using these 3 letters. Okay. So basically we can form total 6 words from this letter C, A and T. Okay. The same we have discussed in the previous lecture. The first vacant place can have total 3 letters and the second vacant place can have total 2 letters. Okay, here the repetition of the letters are not allowed. So we got 3 into 2, that is 6 arrangement can be formed. Okay, this is the permutation. Got it? If we slightly modify the question, now we have modified the question. Now the question is, what are the various 2-letter combination we can form from the 3 words C, A and T? Now the sequence of the letters does not matter. Combination means CA and AC both are same. Here the sequence of the letter does not matter. Means CA or AC both are same. Just we have to make the combination. Similarly, CT and TC are same and AT and TA are same. So basically we can form 3 combination. Okay, here the sequence are not important. This fundamental is known as combination. So basically we are having 2 fundamental. The first one is permutation where the sequence of the letters are important. We have to keep in mind that is the sequence of the letters are important. In the second case, that is the combination, the sequence of the letters does not matter. This is the combination. The detail of the combination we will cover separately in a separate lecture. For the time being, we will stick ourselves to the permutation. That is where the sequence of the letters or the sequence of the items are important. Okay? Let's move further and let's take a example. The example is that we are having a 6-letter word, that is number. N-U-M-B-E-R. Now the question is, how many 3 letters word can be formed from this word number, that is a 6-letter word. Now we will apply the basic logic, that is we have to form the words, and in the words the sequence are important. That is, if we take the letters N, U and M, we can form different words out of these 3 letters. Like N-U-M will be different from N-M-U or from U and M. Okay, got it? So here the permutation will be applicable. This basic logic, that is whether the permutation will be applicable or the combination will be applicable, this will not be given in the question. You have to apply your basic logic. Okay, some hint in the question will be given, or some question may be directly asked for the permutation or the combination, but you should apply the basic logic. The formulas and everything are very simple, just your basic logic and your basic understanding is required. So you have to pay attention in the question what the question framer is asking in the question. Okay, here the question framer is asking for the 3-letter words that can be formed from these 6 letters. So here the permutation will be applicable. Got it? The sequence of the letters are important here. So firstly, let's apply the fundamental of the counting that we have done in the previous lecture. We are having 3 vacant places, that is we have to form the 3-word letter, and we are having 6 letter. So in the first vacant place we can have total 6 letter, that is N or U or M or B or E or R. Okay. In the second vacant place we can use the 5 letter. Why? Because the first letter has been consumed by the first vacant place. Similarly, the third vacant place can have total 4 letters. Got it? The 2 letters has been consumed by the first and the second vacant place. So we got our answer as 6 into 5 into 4. That is 120. Okay? Why we have used the multiplication? Because here AND is applicable. First letter and second letter and third letter will form a complete word. Okay, first letter and second letter and third letter, and we know where the AND is used, we have to use the multiplication. The same we have covered in the previous lecture. Those who have directly jumped to the permutation lecture, go to the previous lecture and complete it before coming to this lecture on the permutation. So let's move further. Now if we slightly twist this question, that is the repetition of the letters are allowed. Okay, it means that we can repeat the letters. Suppose we have used N in the first place, then we can again use the N in the second and the third place. That is N and N can be a word. So in the first vacant place we can use the 6th letter. In the second vacant place we can again use the 6th letter. Why? Because the repetition is allowed. Further, in the third vacant place we can again use the 6th letter. So the different arrangement that we can form is 6 into 6 into 6, that is 216. Got it? You must be wondering why we are repeating the fundamental that we have covered in the previous lecture. The answer is that because the fundamental of the permutation or the formulas of the permutation are linked with the fundamental of the counting. Okay, you will understand why in detail as we progress through this lecture. Okay, here let's review this question again. Here the letter we have to choose is total 6 in number, that is N-U-M-B-E-R. Okay, 6 letter we have to choose, and the total vacant place is 3. We will call the total number of letters that we have to choose as N and the total vacant place as R. So here N is 6 and R is 3. So the formula applicable for the permutation is n factorial upon n minus r factorial. Okay, note it down. This is the formula of the permutation. I'm not going into the detail of the derivation, how this formula has been derived. But if you want, give me the comment in the feedback. I will separately prepare a lecture on this. Okay, for the time being, just understand that the formula of permutation, that is the number of ways in which we can arrange the letters or the given item, is n factorial upon n minus r factorial. Okay, here n is 6 and r is 3. So let's check our answer. Let's put it. We got 6 factorial upon 3 factorial. On solving, we got our answer as 120. Got it? Our answer is matching, means this formula is applicable. Okay, this is the formula of permutation. Let's check this formula with the other cases that we have discussed in the previous lecture. That is our number log. Do you remember the number log that we have discussed? This number log is having total 4 slots. And the question is, what are the various number of sequence that can be formed out of this log if the repetition of numbers are not allowed? Okay, this is the question. So here we are having number from 0 to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So total we are having 10 numbers. And we are having total 4 slot. That is 4 vacant place. Here n is equal to 10 and r is equal to 4. So the number of ways or the permutation is equal to n factorial upon n minus r factorial. That is 10 factorial upon 10 minus 4 factorial. That is 10 factorial upon 6 factorial. Okay, we got the answer as 10 into 9 into 8 into 7. This is the answer, that is the number of sequence that we can form from this number log if the repetition of the numbers are not allowed. Okay, got it? What will be the answer if the repetition of numbers are allowed? What it is? It will be 10 into 10 into 10 into 10. Okay, that is 10,000. Are you catching the basic fundamental? Here, the formula of the permutation is n factorial upon n minus r factorial. R is the number of vacant places and n is the total numbers or the item that is given in the question. And we have to choose from these numbers of item, that is n number of item, to fill our r vacant places. As we further move to the question, you will understand the concept in more detail. Okay? So this is the permutation. The symbol used for permutation is P. It is denoted as NPR. Okay, N in the superscript and R in the subscript. This is the standard denotation of the permutation. It is also denoted as P, N, R. Okay, so different notation for denoting the permutation. You know what is N and what is R. Okay. Now we will take the different cases of N and R, and this will help you in further understanding the concept in further detail. Okay, so let's take our first case. Our first case is when N is equal to R. It means that the number of given item to arrange is equal to the number of the vacant places. So we know the formula of permutation is n factorial upon n minus r factorial. Here n is equal to r, that is we got n factorial upon 0 factorial. Okay, and what is the value of 0 factorial? In the previous lecture we have seen 0 factorial is equal to 1. Note that 0 factorial is not 0, it is 1. Okay, so we got the permutation as n factorial. So in the case when n is equal to r, the permutation or the number of ways in which we can arrange the given item is n factorial. Let's take an example. The example is that the word tank, we have to form a 4-letter word from this word tank. That is a 4-letter word. Okay, here we are having a 4-letter word, that is T-A-N-K, and we have to form the different words that we can form from this 4-letter word. So we are having 4 vacant places. Okay, 4-letter word are given, that is n is equal to 4, and the 4 vacant places are there, that is r is equal to 4. Here n is equal to r is equal to 4. Okay, so firstly we will apply the counting method. So in the first slot we can fit in 4 letters, in the second slot we can fit in 3, in the third slot it is 2, and in the fourth slot it is 1. So the total number of words that we can form is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, that is 4 factorial. Okay, let's apply our formula of permutation. It will be n factorial upon n minus r factorial. So that will be 4 factorial upon 0 factorial, that is 4 factorial. Okay, so the case when n is equal to r, the answer is n factorial. You don't have to remember this fundamental. Basically, these fundamentals are helpful while solving the questions in the competitive exam. Okay, once you know n is equal to r, you can directly apply the fundamental, that is the permutation is equal to n factorial. Let's move further and let's take the second case. The second case is that when r is equal to 0. Okay, what does it mean when r is equal to 0? The concept is that when there is no vacant place, okay, means we are having some item that we have to arrange and we are having no vacant place. That is, we do not have to arrange this item. Are you catching the fundamental? Arranging no objects at all is same as leaving behind all the objects, and it has only one way. Okay, we are having some certain set of item and we are not arranging them. So in how many way we can do so? We can do so in only one way, that is leaving the item behind. Okay, we will not go for arranging. So the answer is 1. Okay, so let's put it in the formula, that is permutation formula, n factorial upon n minus r factorial. Here r is 0, so we got our answer as 1. Okay, so when r is equal to 0, we are having only one number of way to arrange that item, that is by leaving the item behind. Okay, this is the fundamental. Moving further, till now we have discussed the cases where repetition of the words are not allowed. Okay, and the formula applicable is permutation is equal to n factorial upon n minus r factorial. This formula is applicable when the repetition of the objects or the items are not allowed. Now we will see the formula when the repetition of the items are allowed. Let's see what it is. For that we will take a small example, the example of the word tank. We are having a 4-letter word, that is TANK, and we have to form the different 4-letter words that we can form from this 4-letter word tank. Here the condition is that the repetition of the letters are allowed. Okay, so let's apply the counting method. In the first slot we can fit in 4 letters. Okay, in the second slot, as the repetition is allowed, we can again use the 4 letter. In the third and fourth slot also we can use the 4 letter. So we got our answer as 4 into 4 into 4 into 4, that is 4 power 4. Okay, now the concept is that here n is equal to 4, that is 4 letters are given, and the number of vacant place, that is r, is also equal to 4. Okay, and our answer is 4 power 4, that is n power r. Okay, the formula of permutation where the repetition is allowed is n power r. Here n and r both are equal to 4. So our answer is n power r, that is 4 power 4. Okay, not a good example as n is equal to r, so it's slightly confusing. Let's take a different example. The example we will use is our number lock system, the 4-digit number lock system. Here the repetitions of the numbers are allowed, that is we can use any of the number from 0 to 9, that is we are having 10 numbers. Okay, so firstly we will use the counting method, that is in the first slot we can fit in any number from 0 to 9, that is 10 numbers. Okay, similarly in the second slot again we can put any of the 10 number. In the third and the fourth slot again we can put any of the 10 numbers. So we got our answer as 10 into 10 into 10 into 10. Okay, that is 10 power 4. So basically here the n, that is the number of given number, is 10, that is the number from 0 to 9. Okay, and we are having 4 vacant places, that is r is equal to 4. So we got our answer as n power r, that is 10 power 4. Okay, this is the answer of the question. So basically we have seen the two formulas of permutation. In the first formula, that is n factorial upon n minus r factorial, this will be applicable where the repetition is not allowed. Okay, where the repetition is allowed, the formula is n power r. Got it? This is the fundamental and this is the formula of the permutation. Let's take a question on the permutation to see the implementation of the formula in the actual question. The question is that find the number of ways in which captain and vice captain can be chosen from a football team of 11 members. Okay, here we are having a football team and the number of members are 11. These are the 11 members, and we have to choose captain and vice captain. That is, we are having two vacant slots. First slot for the captain and the second slot for the vice captain. And here n is equal to 11, that is 11 members are there, and we have to choose captain and the vice captain. Okay, n is equal to 11 and r is equal to 2. So here the permutation will be applicable, and here the repetition is not allowed. Okay, we cannot repeat the same person as captain and the same person as vice captain. Okay, captain will be different and vice captain will be different. So here we will apply the logic, that is repetition is not allowed. So which formula will be applicable? It will be n factorial upon n minus r factorial. Okay, are you catching the fundamental? Why the repetition is allowed and why the repetition is not allowed? Okay, you have to apply your basic logic in the question to understand what will be applicable. Okay, so we got our answer as 11 factorial upon 9 factorial, that is 11 into 10, that is 110. Okay, got it? You can also apply the fundamental of the counting, that is in the first slot the 11 players will be applicable. Okay, and in the second slot only 10 players will be applicable. Why? Because the one player has already been chosen as the captain. Okay, so it will be 11 into 10, that is 110. So students, I think you got the basic fundamental of the permutation and the basic catch of the permutation. Okay, in the next lecture we will solve some questions based on this permutation so that you can further enhance your fundamental. So students, we have done with the permutation. We have covered the permutation in very detail. But if you want a complete course on permutation, combination and probability, refer the link given in the description for a complete course using the animation and the visual tool. Yes, we are having a courses on various mathematics topics like the trigonometry, geometry, segments of triangle and other topics too. So just check the link in the description and enroll for the courses. So that's it for this lecture. Thank you very much for being with CREATA Classes. Bye for now.